Hey guys, this is Ken and I'm back with another video. This video is the uh, forensic scientists testify in the Naziyahharris preliminary hearing. So I'm really interested in this one. So let's get to it.
And just on the first slide here, first photo, is this just a cover sheet for the item that you did?
Yes.
Okay. Going to the second slide or second photo, can you just tell us what we're looking at here on this slide?
So this slide in particular, I take pictures of the front and back of the exterior. If it's a clothing item.
Oh my God, guys, is that blood we're looking at? I mean, we know this is a, a murder trial, but it's different when you're actually seeing the evidence compared to someone's telling you, this and that. It's totally different. It's a totally different when you see the actual evidence. It's really sad, y'all. This is really sad.
Item, front and back of the exterior, and in this case, front and back of the interior, which is on a further slide. But this here, the top left picture, is the front exterior as if it was worn. So that would be, if you were looking at the person wearing it, that would be the front. And the bottom right picture is a close-up of the top half.
And if we could go to slide 10. And we're looking at the 10th slide, starting with the top left. Can you tell us what we're looking at there and what is listed underneath that top left photo?
The top left is the front exterior again, as if worn, and this was after testing, after phenol testing. And the one on the bottom right is a closer look at the top portion, I guess from like shoulder to torso of the garment.
And you have some words included on the top right indicating that there was phenol negative testing on this portion of it.
Yes, that was a key to, so when the viewers such as yourself would look at this photo and see the pH-N, that's our way of saying this was a negative stain and keeping track of the stains that I did test. So the pH-N means phenol neg.
Okay. And can we go to slide 20? Sorry, one back. And I want to focus on the bottom right photo here. What are we looking at in the bottom right of the 19th slide in the PowerPoint?
The bottom right photo is where the positive phenol stain was located. This would be the interior back portion of the item. So like inside here, I don't know if you can see, but like it will be interior inside I flipped it inside out to test those stains.
Okay, so what we're looking at here in the bottom right, that's inside out. So that's why we can see what would be the tag.
The tag, correct, yes.
And now could we go to slide 20? And this says on here, pH-POS, does that stand for positive?
Positive, yes.
Okay. And so that area on the inside of if it was inside out, that area tested positive. Correct. For the possible presence of blood.
Correct.
Okay. And did you do the same sort of PowerPoint for the black hoodie that we tested or that we talked about earlier as well?
Yes, I did.
And do those pictures that you took, were they put into a PowerPoint similar to this one?
Yes.
And do those pictures in the PowerPoint fairly and accurately depict your observations as your testing move forward of the black hoodie?
Yes.
Move to admit people's proposed People's proposed 44, so we got a little mixed up with the numbers.
No objection. It'll be admitted.
And permission to publish.
Yes.
And looking at the first slide of 44 that's on the screen, can you tell us this is just the same cover page?
Correct.
And going to the second slide here, what are we looking at here in this photo?
This will be the front of the black hoodie if worn.
And this is this before any testing had been done?
Yes.
I want to go forward to slide 7. And what are we looking at here on slide 7 of this PowerPoint exhibit?
This is the hood area of the external portion, the external hood portion of the hoodie. I was trying to get accurate angles. That's why so many pictures, but.
Okay. And is this, again, just standard overview before any testing had been done?
Yes.
And if we go to slide 8. And what are we looking at here?
This is the interior portion that would be in contact. Like if you pulled the hood over your head, it would be the area up here.
So you're looking at the inside of the hood that would touch the person's head that wore
Yes.
it. Yeah. And slide 9. What in this photo are we looking at here, and has any testing been done at this point?
This is after testing. This is back to the front of the hoodie, plus obviously the sleeves. This is after ALS screening, which is alternate light source, which is used for screening for body fluids such as semen and saliva. I ALS the hoodie, and I marked those areas that had a fluorescence to them with a silver Sharpie, so I could further test after done screening. And IR, which is the infrared, is similar to, it's also an alternate light source, but it's more so for blood on dark items where the dark fabric would become lighter, and if there's blood or
So what I'm getting out of this, she's basically saying all the silver outlining part that you see is where there was blood and body fluid on that jacket. So I believe that's the reason why they believe that she's no longer alive, even though they don't have her body. But with all the fluid and stuff that's on that jacket, they feel like she's no longer here. She's no longer alive.
possible blood present, it would appear darker. That anything that I saw, I marked with a yellow paint pen with IR next to it, so I can distinguish between the ALS samples, the ALS areas that I saw and the IR areas that I saw.
Okay, and we see a lot of markings on the front of this hoodie.
Yes.
Are you able to tell us, and I know you said the color, but what portion of this is the IR versus the ALS? And it may be easier for you to step down a little bit.
So the ones that I observed with IR, I actually wrote IR next to them. I don't know if that's visible on there, given how small the picture is, but other photos, I took pictures of
Close
certain
enough.
areas. Yeah.
And if we could just go to the next, or if you could zoom in. And so, for example, that on the front, as we're looking at it, left side of the zipper, that's where IR illuminated?
Correct. Where there's like where the icon, the hand, oh, it moved right there. And there's an arrow pointing to that large area. Like those were areas that dropped out under IR. So I put IR next to it so I'll know what to follow up and how to follow up.
And that IR is to indicate blood, correct? It's not a test for blood, but it's
a screening tool used to locate dark stains that may be possible blood.
okay. And if we could go to slide 20. And this is a closer view. Is this after you've done any other testing other than the light screenings?
Yes.
Okay, and what testing was done at this point based on this photo?
This is after the pheno testing was done. This particular picture is reflecting a phenopositive area. And it was also screened with IR. As you can see right over the swabs there, it says IR. And that's what led me to follow up with pheno, was because I saw it under IR and it was phenopositive.
And where is this, if you're able to say, on that hoodie?
So this would be, if I was wearing it, it would be in this area, the upper shoulder,
And for
bicep area. Yes.
For the record, the witness indicated to her right upper shoulder. Yep, right. Yeah. You said shoulder. Are you saying that this picture was taken from the right shoulder area of the hoodie?
Correct. Like I had to move the sleeve a little bit to get it in the picture with the ruler and the swabs. And it's like this area here.
Okay.
I call it the shoulder area.
Next slide. We're going to look at slide 21. And again, can you tell us what we're looking at here? Then I'm going to ask you a couple follow-up questions.
So this is another phenopositive stain. This one is located on the rear of the sweatshirt, on the bottom right exterior of the sweatshirt.
And you had, in the last photo that we looked at, it said stain 20, and then this one says stain 28 in the text area of the slide. What is it? How do those stain numbers get assigned?
That is for my purposes, so I can keep track of how many stains I tested and what stains I tested. I know if I give it a number, it's just I start from number one and I just go. It's a tracking system for me, so I won't double test the stain, and because we report out the number of stains tested in our system, so that's for me to keep track of how many stains I tested.
And if you know how many stains were identified on the black hoodie?
I can't recall offhand.
And going to slide 22. And what are we looking at here for this photo?
Those are the cartridges used in the HemaTrace test. As you can see, you read them per line. The first two only have the one line, that's the control line, which because there's no visible line in the testing area, it is a negative result. And the third through fifth cartridge have the double line, so those are considered positive results.
And that's for stains, the stain numbers are listed there, correct?
Correct.
And that's stain 20, 28, and 38 that were positive on the HemaTrace test?
Yes.
Going to slide 23. And what are we looking at here in this photo? And at what point in your testing was this photo taken?
This was after pheno testing and the AP testing, which was the semen testing. And I put the key there because these are for the results that I wrote on the sweatshirt. So my tech reviewer and whoever's reviewing the photo would know what those meant when they saw them on the sweatshirt.
And you would agree with me that the majority of this sweatshirt is covered in your markings, correct?
Yes.
And going to slide 32 now. What are we looking at here in this photo in the 32nd slide?
This is the exterior of the hood towards the back of the hood. If you were wearing it, it would be like the back right of the hood.
And what testing is indicated on the back of the hood?
This was viewed with IR, and it was screened with IR first, and then I followed up with pheno testing in this instance.
And what was the result of your pheno testing on this area of the sweater?
So stain 37, which is at where the tip of the ruler is at the bottom, that was a very weak positive for pheno, and 36, which is upper towards my typing there, that was also a pheno weak positive.
And did you do any further testing with this section of the hood because of the weak positive, if you remember?
I don't recall offhand.
Now, you had mentioned earlier that you sent new swabs or went back and took new swabs to send forward for DNA analysis, correct?
Correct.
Do you remember what stain swabs numbers you sent forward for that analysis?
On this one, it was stain 20, which was the shoulder stain, and stain 28, which was the one in the rear of the sweatshirt.
I have one moment.
Yes.
Is there both of those stains 20 and 28 that you sent?
Once again, this is a test to see if there's any blood stains on the hoodie and the jacket, and any basically positive for body fluid or blood. That is the test that she is explaining. So once again, they trying to see if there was any blood on these items.
Sent forward were phenopositive and hemotrace positive, correct?
Correct.
There was a third one, I think it was 38, that was also hemotrace positive and phenopositive.
Yes.
What's the reason you only sent 2 of those 3 forward?
I sent one from a representative area, which was the one from here and the one in the back. The other one, is available to be tested in the future if necessary, but I selected 2 of the stronger phenopositive stains, and they were hemotrace positive stains. I sent those 2 because they were from 2 different areas on the sweatshirt.
Okay. And
before you move on, you said here, for the record, can you indicate where she was pointing to?
yeah, for the record, the witness indicated towards her right shoulder, and then the other area was from the back,
rear. I can
right
stand
side.
if you need.
No, I just want the record to be clear.
Okay.
from the lower back right.
Yes.
In terms of the testing that you did and your experience testing and doing blood screening and things like that, are you able to talk about the quantity of results that you saw on this sweater at all? In terms of there being 38 swabs, at least 38 swabs, is that normal in your experience that there'd be that much on there, or are you able to talk about that?
I'm not able to say because it varies from case to case.
Fair enough. And do you still have record number 8 up there? Or did I take it?
No, you took it back.
You indicated earlier that the 2 stain swabs that were sent forward were from stains 20 and 28, correct?
Correct.
And then going forward, they were labeled as ending in 5AD and 5BD.
Correct.
Are you able to tell which stain number corresponds to 5AD?
I would not be able to tell without looking at my notes.
With looking at your notes, refresh your memory?
Yes.
Then please do so and then look back up at me when you remember. Is your memory refreshed?
Yes.
What stain swab number that you gave it is 580?
5AD would be stain 20, which was the shoulder area stain.
And then 5BD would be 28,
Correct.
and that's the back right, lower back right side?
Correct.
I have nothing further, Chris. Thank you.
Who's handling
Oh, guys, that was tough. That was tough. That was tough. Seeing that evidence and seeing that this was the clothes that she was wearing, and the holes and the blood on the clothes. That was a tough one right there. And so I'm gonna end this right here. And so I'll see y'all in a minute with another video. Thanks.